everyone, we're going to simplify each expression with complex numbers. We have two examples here that we're going to use. The first one, let's just rewrite it. We're going to rewrite it as 7 minus 13i divided by 2i. Now let's just recall that I is if I substitute I is 2 square root of negative 1. And you can't have a radical in the denominator. Again, the main reason for that is because when you get into more complex mathematics, it makes it hard to simplify very complex equations if the radical's in the denominator. So right now we're just practicing simplifying that. So the way you do that for this one, since we have that I, is just to multiply it by I. Because I times I is negative 1. And that's going to get rid of the radical in the denominator, or the I in the denominator. If we multiply the denominator by I, we must multiply the numerator by I, because this equals 1. This right here equals 1. So you're just multiplying this by 1. So you're not changing the expression, you're just redressing it. If you put whatever answer we get in the calculator with our original here, you'll get the same value. We just want it to look better for simplifying later on. So in the numerator, if we distribute from the right here, we get 7i minus 13i squared. And the denominator will get 2i squared. Now all we're going to do is substitute our I squared with negative 1. So that's going to equal 7i minus 13 times negative 1. And then you have 2, it's negative 1 right there. So that's going to give you 7i plus 13 divided by negative 2. And also, you can leave the answer that way if you want. We usually don't like to leave negative in the denominator, so you can just pull it out front like that. All right. Next one. Next one's a little more complicated. So basically, we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to multiply by the complex conjugate, and we're going to use this formula here. So we're going to write 3 plus I square root of 5 divided by 3 minus I square root of 5. And we're going to multiply the denominator by the complex conjugate, which is 3 plus I square root of 5. All right. Remember, you usually write the I in front of a radical. Just to be clear, if you wrote it this way, sometimes when we're writing real fast, it looks like it's under the radical. So you like to put the I in front. And we also have to multiply the numerator because we're just multiplying by 1. All right. So for the denominator, if we use this, that means our A is 3 and our B is square root of 5. So multiplying the denominator, because this is the form we have, except it's just reversed, we're going to get 3 squared plus square root of 5 squared. All right, and that's going to equal 9 plus 5. Now, the numerator is a little harder, so for the numerator, let's use this fact here. What we have here is 3 plus I square root of 5 squared. So we have this format. Now for this format, what we're doing is we're letting A equal 3 and B equal I square root of 5. And we're going to use this formula here. So I'll write it here. So let's write this 3 plus I square root of 5 squared. And then when you expand this based off this formula, you're going to get A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. All right. So that's going to give us, this is 14. So I'm going to write it, squeeze it here. 9 plus 6i square root of 5. Plus, now this part right in here is I squared, and then square root of 5 squared. So I squared is -1, and square root of a square of a square root is just 5. So this is going to be actually -5. So what we get is 9 minus 5, and we can write that down. Let me see if I can remember this. 9 minus 5 is 4, plus, what was it? See, I can't even remember. 6 square root of 5, 6i square root of 5, divided by 14. I'm going to just double check that. All right. My memory is bad. All right. Now, since these are all multiples of 2, what I can do is factor out a 2 from all of this. And that will give us, let's see, 2 plus 3i. 2 plus 3i square root of 5. And then this is all divided by 14. We write that 14. And then 2 goes into 14 7 times. So this, basically what you could have done is just divided all these pieces by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3i. And then 14 divided by 2 is 7. So this would be your final simplification. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.